What's up guys, Dave here. You've probably heard the slightly strange news that Nintendo are bringing out a new 2DS. Now what this new 2DS is, it's essentially the 3DS but without the 3D capability. Now you might find yourself asking, why are Nintendo bringing out a new 2DS when we've just had the Switch launch? Now most people are expecting the Switch to replace the 2DS, especially since it's a HD home console unit that you can actually take around with you anywhere you want to go. Is the DS essentially a dead piece of technology that's just not going to be supported? Why would they do this? Now the simple answer to that, really, everyone does it. You look around the two biggest console makers at the moment, Sony and Microsoft. Both of those consistently bring out multiple versions of the same device, even when it's obsolete. If you look shortly before the PS4 and Xbox One come out, we had new smaller versions of the PS3 and Xbox 360 come out. It's just the thing that the industry does. They think they can target people that haven't had the console previously. They bring it in at a good price point, these people that aren't going to always keep up with the cutting edge technology in the console market, and they're happy to pay what they see as a reasonable price for having a home console. This is essentially what Nintendo are trying to get. They're trying to get the people that haven't necessarily already picked up a DS. They don't want to spend out for how much the Switch costs, but they look at the DS and think, well, that's an opportunity to have a video game console that's handheld and it can take anywhere. What it has as well is a lack of 3D. No one really give a damn about 3D. It come out, it was a fad, it hurt most people's eyes, it gave you headaches, it was weird. It was weird as hell. Anyone I know that had a 3DS, you just didn't put the 3D on, you turned it right down and you just played it in normal mode. Now they did bring out the previous DS, didn't they, the 2DS, but wow, it was kind of childish, it looked weird, and it looked cheap. So whilst it was a good concept because people wanted it because it didn't have the 3D in it, it just looked a little bit too childish. But now with it going for more of the clamshell design, it's looking more and more like the current 3DS, but just without the 3D capability. It's going to have exactly the same hardware in it near enough, so you're getting the same thing as the 3DS. It's going to have the XL screen, so it's bigger. It's going to have the clamshell, you can open and close it. It's going to look more like a DS, and it's going to not look quite as childlike. But even though it won't look as childlike, what it is actually is a good first console for youngsters to have. If you know anyone that's like 5, 6, 7, 8, they all play iPads and stuff like that now. They all have mobile phones and they break the hell out of them. They don't know how to handle those things. The DS is quite a robust system. It's not going to be that expensive, and it's a console unit for them to play with. It's pretty cool. They can keep them anywhere, keeps them quiet. It's actually a relatively smart move by Nintendo because I can see it selling quite well. It also encourages developers to keep developing for the DS. They're saying we're not going to abandon this straight away. The Switch is the high end of the market and this is the low end, so you can keep developing for it. And as well as that, we're not abandoning the 3DS, even though I think most companies just sacked in the 3D anyway. No one really wanted to use it. Now, you probably know a lot of hardcore Nintendo guys out there, guys and gals, that pick up a new DS all the time. Every 18 months or so, they pick up a DS because it's something that a lot of people use a lot, especially if you're working or you go to school and you've got a long commute. It's really handy to have something to take your time when you're on the bus or the train, or even if someone's driving you in. If you can carpool, that's awesome. If you can just take time to just chill out, watch the world go by, play some gaming, it's quite a good stress relief, especially before and after work. It's pretty cool. But what it brings with it as well was something that the Switch is lacking. It has a huge catalogue of games. If you think they've been making DSs for God knows how long now, they must be pushing 10 years. And they should all be compatible. That catalogue is horrendously big. The amount of Zelda and Pokemon games you can pick up alone, that's going to take you hundreds of hours to complete. Another thing is pretty clever of Nintendo, the doubling down. There's a lot of hype behind Nintendo. They haven't had this much hype in a long time. With the mini NES coming out and being a huge success and probably a pretty awesome marketing ploy, I don't think they ever expected to really sell it. It was just there purely to try and raise the name of Nintendo again and sell Switches. And it's done exactly that. They sold a heap load of the mini NESs. They bloody sold out. They sold out the pre-orders. They sold out the orders after them. You can't get your hands on them. It's ridiculous. And what it led to was a hype behind Nintendo. Everyone, they were thinking more of Nintendo back in the heyday being this really big, awesome company, which they've lost recently. But it built up people's confidence in the company again. And you've seen it when they brought out the Switch. There wasn't that many games available, but it was an awesome little bit of tech. It wasn't cutting edge. Let's not go there. It's borderline obsolete, but no one else was doing it really. And what it offered, especially HD gaming on the go with Nintendo IP, is just phenomenal. You see the Breath of the Wild, fantastic. They've done a great job. All right, it's the only huge game that come out with it. It's got a load of little smaller games, some little mini games that no one really cares about. It just has that big seller in Zelda. But that's what Nintendo is all about. It's about having those killer IPs that sell their consoles. So the striking why the iron's hot. Everyone's loving Nintendo at the moment. You bring out another DS, a lot of people are going to pick it up. People that are looking at the DS thinking, is it old tech? Is it going to be supported? Am I really going to use it? Well, all the hype around Nintendo at the moment, everyone's excited for anything Nintendo are doing. They are the it gaming company again, and I wouldn't think that would happen ever again. It wouldn't have crossed my mind that Nintendo would grasp hold of the gaming community and have such an impact again. They seem to have been petering out like Sega did. Although not quite in the same manner as Sega. Let's just put that out there right now. Now the new DS is not going to ship as much as the Switch. Let's be honest now. The Switch has sold about 3 million since it came out. I would expect the DS, they probably just want that to push over a 12-month period. I think they'd probably be happy for that to push 1 million. That's what they're aiming for. They're not aiming for huge sales. They're just keeping the wagon rolling, really. They're keeping the hype up around themselves and just keeping people interested and just making money while they're hot. So when you've got to strike, if you strike when you're cold, you don't earn jack shit. You got to strike when you're hot and get the top dollar. So I've got to take my hat off to Nintendo. They've done the job well. They're striking while the iron's hot. You don't strike while it's cold. You don't sell anything, or you strike while it's hot. You make the top dollar. So I've got to give it to them. They're finally competing again with PlayStation and Xbox, and I didn't think they would. And now Xbox and PlayStation, they have to take note. They have to pay attention to Nintendo. There's a third guy in the argument again, and you know what? He's coming at it from a different angle, and that makes it difficult to cope with. So props to Nintendo. I hope they keep it up. I think I'll leave it there, guys. If you liked the video, make sure you hit the like button. It's always appreciated. Leave any comments. I'll be sure to answer them. Subscribe to the channel. Take it easy. I'll see you next time.